Meine Lieben, hallo, servus, hier zu irgendwelchen Gamer. Ich bin hier mit David, dem Lead Quest Designer. So, hi David, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So, can you give us a short introduction?
Sure. My name is David Ford. I'm the lead quest designer for Horizon Zero Dawn at Guerrilla Games, and I lead a team of designers that have created all of the narrative content for this game.
Okay, great. So, as I said, we played the game. It was very fantastic. We thought the environment was very lovely. So, what is, in your opinion, the most impressive thing about your game?
Well, we focus on three major things in the concept phase and tried to keep those in mind when creating the game. And that was beautiful world, the robot ecology, so the way that the machines look, behave, relate to each other, and Aloy herself as the main character. And within the context of Aloy, the idea of kind of primitive versus high-tech, that you've got low-tech humans going up against high-tech machines. I think my favorite part is that came together, that all of those elements are present in the final game, that our ambition was realized, and that the game that we can play today is very close, very similar to what we had in our heads when we set out to make it all those years ago.
Okay, and I must admit, it's very great. I've never seen something like this before, because there are a lot of games, which have either the one thing or the other, but combined, I think it's the first game. I feel like. So.
Yeah, we definitely think that the concept and the execution, what we've put together, feels very unique and special to us. It was something that really fired the imagination of the team at Guerrilla Games. The team wanted to move from doing first-person shooters, from doing the Killzone series, to something new. There were a lot of concepts that were discussed as potential next steps, next projects. And the way Herman, our managing director, describes it, Horizon was the most ambitious and the scariest of the concepts that were being discussed. If you were being wise, if you were being safe, you probably wouldn't have made this game. Okay. So it's definitely been a huge challenge, but what kept us going was how excited we were about this project, about this idea, about making this game come to life.
Yeah, and we are very glad you decided to go on, because
well, thank you.
I think it's a great game, and we are looking forward to play the full game. Can you tell us something about taking the whole story and kind of ripping it apart for making these quests?
Sure. So when Guerrilla Games hired John Gonzalez, our narrative director, what he was presented with was the core concept. There is this beautiful post-apocalyptic world. There's the ruins of the former civilization. There are these machines that roam the earth. There are these primitive people that are living in the context of these machines, but they're no longer the dominant force on the planet. And that was it. Like that was the pitch. That's what everybody was excited about. And so his first job was, how am I going to come up with a story that contextualizes this, that makes this all make sense? How did we get from where we are today to this scenario? And so he and his team, the team that he hired, built that story. They built that. Here's the journey that you're going to go through in this game as Aloy. Here's what you're going to discover. Here's how you're going to learn about what came before and how that affects what's going on today. My job when I arrived was to work with the writing team to take that story and say, okay, well, how are we going to turn this into gameplay? You know, you can't just have a long movie cinematic. That's not what this is. This is a game. You're going to play the game. So we had to figure out how to slice up that narrative and say, okay, this is the part where the player is going to fight this, do that, go here, go there, and break that up. And so that created the plan for the main story. So that kind of sits narratively at the top of a pyramid, where at the top you've got the world and the big main quest. And then just below that, the writers had also created some stories that dealt with the tribes of the world. There's several major tribes in Horizon, and each of them has a major narrative arc. And I think of those as being kind of at the national level. So you've got the world, and then you've got the nations. And so these are stories that are very impactful to all of the people that are in this tribe. And then below that, we started to create these smaller stories, these more personal and individual stories about either a small group of people or even one or two people. And these stories are no less important, particularly to the people that are involved in them, but they don't have the same scope. They don't have the same impact as some of the bigger content. So by dividing it up that way, by methodically working through creating all of those stories of different sizes and shapes, we were able to create the tapestry of the quests that we have in the game today.
Great, well. Yeah, then I have one last question.
Okay.
We played about half an hour, and I'm kind of the collector guy. Yeah?
Okay.
I'm collecting everything I find. And I found a lot of stuff. I found stones and leaves and a whole bunch of stuff.
Right.
My question is, how important is it for me to collect all these things for the main story? Is it important?
For the main story, no. There's no point in the story where you have to build a wall out of rocks or or throw a bunch of plants at somebody. The stuff that you collect is for the game mechanics. So you collect rocks and you can use them, you can throw them to distract enemies. You can say, look at that thing over there, I'm going to sneak over, or I'm going to try to move something around by getting its attention. The plants that you create, some of them directly go into your medicine pouch, and that provides some quick healing. If you press up on the D-pad, and any damage that you've taken will be healed from that medicine pouch, and so that's a resource that you can get. And there are skills that you can purchase to upgrade your capacity, upgrade the effectiveness of that, and so there's multiple systems that kind of work together. And then a lot of the other plants can be used in crafting to create various potions that you can use. Some provide temporary additional resistances against, say, electrical attacks or ice attacks or fire attacks. So if you're in a situation where you feel like, wow, this is really difficult, like there's all of these machines and they're shooting all of these freeze attacks at me, I'm really struggling with this, you can create a potion, you can drink that potion, and then you can be more effective. And then the things that you collect, and that includes, there's animals in the world, and you can get different resources from them. You can get meat, you can get skins, and a bunch of other things. And those can be used to increase the capacity in your inventory for various things. So you might say, initially, I can hold X number of weapons. I want to be able to hold more of those. You can increase the storage capacity by collecting some of the things you find in the world and then using those as part of the crafting process to craft more space for yourself.
Okay, so it's not necessary, but it makes life a lot easier to
absolutely, yeah.
Okay, so.
Yeah. So you can expand your inventory. You can create new tools for you to use. There's a lot of reasons to engage with that.
Yeah. Earlier I asked how difficult it was to divide the story into parts, but I didn't ask how long did it take to this whole process.
So I joined Guerrilla Games a little over 2 years ago at this point. A lot of work had been done on creating the world, creating a lot of the machines, creating a lot of the combat elements and the traversal elements where you can climb and slide down things, etc. So it's been about that long that we've been working on the quest for the game.
And a last question, do you know Sido, the German rapper?
No, I don't.
I think you kind of look like him.
Oh yeah.
When I look at you, don't you think? Yeah, she thinks too. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but
Fortunately not.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
no.
I don't have the context, so I don't know how to take that, but I'll trust that it was meant in good faith. Okay.
Yeah, far.
Yeah.
No, thank you very much for your time.
My pleasure. Thank you for coming.
Meine Lieben, das war's von uns und dann quasi bis zum nächsten Mal.